people. Ne vous inquiétez pas. Vous voyez, l'hôpital est gardé par les armées. Il ne peut pas construire ça chez lui. Il ne peut pas construire ça chez lui. Il rentre creux. Il rentre creux. Il rentre creux. N'est-ce pas? Il rentre creux.
Oh, je ne suis pas habitué à officier. Hein? Rentre. N'est-ce pas? Voilà. C'est tout.
Rentre, ne meurs pas. Hein? On ne peut pas.
Non, tu ne meurs pas.
Rentre.
Nous, on prie pour que tu restes en vie.
Prie pour que tu restes en vie.
Voilà.
Tu rentres. Il y a un feu pour tout.
Voilà.
Il y a un feu pour tout.
Tu ne mourras pas.
Après Paris, on vient à Genève.
Voilà.
On va te chercher dans tous les hôpitaux.
C'est de ça qu'il s'agit.
Voilà.
C'est ça.
Kill with Aya. Oh, you go kill with Aya. How many people for their cooking?
Wow, as you can see, that is the nature of the protest there in Europe, where you have the Cameroonians. The BAS is the one promoting most of the protests that is going on there. So the BAS has been at the forefront of most of the protests, and we have seen the BAS doing a lot of those protests there. But what is going on in Biya, who left power, left the Yaoundé almost how many months, has not returned, and the Cameroon law does not allow you to stay out that long. Okay, and there is a lot of there is a specified duration of time that a president can be absent from the country. That will automatically lead to their removal from power. Okay, and Biya has, I think it's about 2 days from now, Biya will exceed that time. So the government is trying to say, oh, Biya is in good health. Okay, the Cameroonian constitution, okay, provides that if the president is unable to perform their duties due to ill health or other reasons, the Constitutional Council can determine the situation, and the vice president, if there is any, but there is no vice president, there is just the president of the Senate, the Speaker of the House. Those are the people that can assume temporary power. Okay, but from what we know now, any permanent removal of office of the president cannot happen without the legal or constitutional process, such as impeachment, which is not directly related to the duration of absence. Okay, they can impeach him for not performing his duties, so ultimately the specifics can be really complex, especially when it comes to Cameroon, with a lot of CPDM style. Everything is especially when this involve the political dynamics of and also the legal interpretation of that. But there is a constitution, but do Cameroon follow that constitution? Because if you respect constitution, once the president is out in that time, he has to be out of office. There's no need trying to cover up and all those things, right? The government of Cameroon is trying to cover up that Paul Biya is in good health. They talk about the excellent health. Okay, some senior officials have insisted after a long public absence, right? That stoked this widespread of speculation about the 91-year-old Paul Biya. Okay, but the issue is he healthy? No, because we know he was sick all this while, and if a president cannot attend, has not been seen in public since around September 8th or so, then what is it, does that tell you? He was supposed to be in the China Africa Forum in Beijing. He never attended. He was to be in the United Nations General Assembly in New York, in the United Nations General Assembly meeting. He was not there. He was instead the Prime Minister that was there. Okay, he was supposed to. So the government statement is also in line with that, right? Because there's a lot of tension about why he's absent. The government has not announced his ill health. Some of them talk about his death. Okay, the statement also coming from different quarters of the government. The Cameroon's civil cabinet said Biya was well and condemned the mischievous individuals speculating about the president's health and eventual death. Okay, so they are trying to say that the head of state continues to exercise his duties in Geneva and has never departed the Swiss city following his visit to Beijing. Samuel Mvondo Ayolo, director of the civil cabinet, said, okay, in a statement. Okay, and those, we have a lot of different statements coming from different quarters about the health of Paul Biya, trying to say, oh, Paul Biya is in good health, So all these are just speculations that they're trying to cover up. And we know Biya has long been criticized for the long amount of time spent outside the country. Sometimes he likes Switzerland, sometimes he likes France. But they said in some report that Biya has spent more than 4.5 years overseas for overseas trip. Okay, and they said the Intercontinental Hotel is his best hotel. The one in Geneva is where he likes to go and have his leisure time. So he's, according to the government, he's having fun in Geneva. But they say he's on official duty. Okay, and the government spokesman Rene Sadi also come. So we have like 4 or 5 different communique coming from different government officials trying to dismiss those reports. Okay, and all those different government officials who are so happy to stay in power. Okay, yeah, but at the end of the day, we have the Ambazonian struggle going on this way. We have all these things going on. You see the protests going on in Europe, in Switzerland, and other areas. So this is how the country is now. Okay, this is how the country is now. The dictator, we know there's a lot of speculation. Okay, even the ministers, a lot of different people are trying to debunk that the minister fighting. They are trying to fight to debunk all these things. You have even the Rene Sadi communication minister saying his own communique. You had even the civil cabinet, the director of the civil cabinet also saying his own. You have even territorial administration. We are still waiting for Atanganji to send his own. Yeah, we are also waiting for Atanganji to send his own, because he will send his own very soon. That the one that said there's no Anglophone problem, but he has his own Amba fighters fighting for him, Atanganji. Okay, so the very fact that the government of Cameroon says that Biya is in excellent health, when we all know he is sickly, okay, suggests that there is something very fishy about the reports that is coming from the government, because we know Biya is not well. Okay, it is very, very clear that the president of La République du Cameroon is extremely sick. Okay, but they want to cover it up so that the Cameroonian people should not understand that. Okay, and you all know the ongoing crisis in Ambazonia is draining, is squeezing the economy of the country too, and the military are tired. You see, most of them want to leave the war in Amazonia. They're tired, they're exhausted. Okay, so it has a lot of perks going on. Okay, the Ambazonian war has raised a lot of speculation, especially when it comes to the war, and we have seen the arrest of Dr. Cho Ayaba as one of those moments, okay, where they arrest Ayaba just moments, okay, before Biya fell sick, okay. So there was speculation of that. Okay, why should they arrest Ayaba Cho? Why should they arrest some leaders at this time when there is an ongoing war? There's supposed to be negotiation. Okay, you can't try people when there is an ongoing war. Okay, the Ambazonian war has raised those serious concerns, and especially regarding human rights violation and potential war crime committed by the military of Cameroon. I want us to specify this. The thousands and thousands of people killed wasn't killed by Ayaba Cho, wasn't killed by the ADF, wasn't killed by the AGOFC. It was done by the Cameroon government. And when you talk of genocide is not even killing one person. It's not killing two people. Okay, genocide is killing thousands and thousands of people. And when you arrest someone, okay, without the jurisdiction of that court to try that person in that court, it doesn't work like that. Okay, they can play all kind of international manipulation. We want fair trial. Okay, there's jurisdiction. Okay, when did they start the investigation? Okay, think of the political factor now. Other aspect, the national court. If Norway wants to come in to try Ayaba, the jurisdictions, we know the International Criminal Court, ICC, has jurisdiction over war crimes. Okay, but we know it requires that either the accused state is a member or the situation is referred by the United Nations Security Council. Cameroon is a member state, so ICC could investigate. Okay, but there is a political ramifications today. Okay, now we are seeing a political issue where there is a kind of Norway want to come into this kind of crisis, but they don't have jurisdiction. The international court, first, the United Nations also has to come in, and they say, okay, this is a war. Okay, these are two parties. It has nothing to do with Ayaba alone. It has nothing to do with Ayaba alone. Okay, how did Ayaba started, or the AGOFC started arresting people or started doing those things? It was because of the invasion of the Cameroon military, right? So when you look at those evidence, then the evidence and you cannot just go in Yaoundé and sit in Yaoundé, or you go to one place in Bamenda, sit and say you went for investigation. Did you go to Ngabu? Did you go to Ekona? Did you go to all where we have those mass killings in Kumba, in Kwakwa, in Bole, all those areas that Latpobi military burned houses in Fontaine, in Lebialem? Did these people go there to investigate? Because when you say we need a fair trial, first, the political factors. What led to this crime in the first place? Because you can't try crimes when you have not. There are all these aspects that I named. The jurisdiction, first of all. Okay, a local court cannot be trying international war crimes. Okay, the ICC has jurisdiction over them. 2, the evidences and investigation. War crime is not something that you go and investigate for 1 week and 2 weeks, then you come back, you say this man committed a crime. You don't do that. Okay. Political factors. What caused that war crime in the first place? If you cannot resolve the war crime, the political aspect, how do you want to solve the crime in the first place? Because you are charging somebody of a crime, but you don't want to go into the root causes of that crime. Okay, what is the genesis of that crime? It's the occupation of Cameroon military in Ambazonia that caused those crimes to happen. And you know, when there's war, there are lots and lots of crimes happening. Okay, so who are you now holding responsible? First, you have to put the two parties to negotiation table. There are crimes that can be done after negotiation and after a ceasefire for the real investigation to start. Because you cannot go and stay in Yaoundé and go and stay one day in Bamenda. You say, oh, we investigated that Ayaba committed crime. This person committed crime. It doesn't work like that. Investigate. You don't do those things like that. Okay. Yeah, now we heard of other people talking about those various issues, but what is going on now is that we just heard a communique from the Restoration Council. The Restoration Council of Ambazonia sent out a communique, and it's very important for you to understand some details of the communique. Okay, I'm gonna read the communique from the Restoration Council on the arrest of Ayaba Cho. Okay, Restoration Council of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. To the Ambazonian people and the international community, the Restoration Council of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia wishes to address the recent events surrounding the arrest of Dr. Cho Ayaba in Norway, a significant figure in our quest for independence. We acknowledge the legal procedures being followed by the Norwegian authorities and assert that this occurrence should not be interpreted as indicative of the broader Ambazonian movement. Our organization remains steadfast in its dedication to justice, human dignity, and the self-determination of our people. We firmly denounce any action that compromises these core values and highlight the importance of maintaining the highest ethical standard. The arrest of Dr. Cho serves as a reminder for us all to uphold the principles and to advance our cause in accordance with international law. We appeal to the Norwegian government and the international community to uphold impartiality, ensuring justice for all. So that's the communique coming from the Restoration Council, and a lot of it's a long listing, so I can't read everything. So, but at the end, they say we urge the international community to support our effort and hold perpetrators of human rights violations accountable while recognizing the independence as established by the United Nations General Assembly on the 1st of October 1961. Together, let us strive for justice, peace, and self-determination and independence. Signed by the Restoration Council Chair Andy. That's the chair lady of the Restoration Council. Okay, so this is just one of those letters that we are, but what do we get from here is that the Norwegian government, in a pivotal development, has proceeded with this the trial. Okay, and they said that they'll be focusing on whether the alleged crime were being committed in the territory of one Cameroon or in the former British Cameroons, now recognized by some of us, Ambazonian, okay? So that the issue of extradition cannot even hold here, because if the Norwegian government has jurisdiction to try international crime, it's a good thing, because there, though, if you are a witness, you go there and say, okay, you are a witness, okay? Now, you'll be asking yourself if you are a witness under the Cameroon government or you are a witness as an Ambazonian, okay? And the other people now who have fallen victim under the Cameroon government can also go and testify. So, judge someone, when they say someone not be judge, it means that those people who claim that they have right to go and summon people, it's not judge. When you go to court, that's when you see the real thing. So now, all people who suffered loss, if your house was burned, if your child was killed, if you are this is the Cameroon government, right? So now, now that they are trying Ayaba for killing 1, 2, or say he killed 1 person or 2 people, let's just say that that's what happened, right? But now they will be trying the other people too, right? The government and so on and so forth. Biya, who declared war, is in Switzerland. He's still there in his dying bed. What is going on? Even if Biya dies today, he's still gonna be tried. I've seen where they tried even dead body. They will try you and still put that sentence on your grave, because you started a war. You want to go and leave the war without ending the war, okay? And you did not even tell your people why you are even fighting in Ambazonia. Why you want to keep Ambazonians in your territory? Why? There's no explanation, okay? So what we know is that Ayaba Cho's legal team has secured to try to say, okay, let them try him as soon as possible, okay? And the Norwegian court has ruled to proceed, okay, in this. Means that any idea of extradition will not work anymore, okay? They don't extradite somebody who has if they say they want to extradite Ayaba Cho, okay, they'll say send him to Ambazonia, because if he doesn't recognize that he's from Cameroon, first of all, he's a German, legally living in Norway, and he has a right to say, I don't want to be tried in any other court rather than the country where he believes he's from, Germany, okay? And that is his jurisdiction, right? But we are just looking at those different dimensions. But like I said, the trial can go along, it can go, but a lot has to go in when it comes to I saw what Tapang Ivor wrote. He talked about the ruling implies that the parties involved must now begin preparing their cases with a focus on international territorial law, as the court will consider whether the alleged crime took place in one Cameroon or in the former British territory. The legal strategy will likely hinge on the jurisdictional distinction between these countries and could be a blessing in disguise for Ambazonian recognition. That is what most people are looking at, that if the Norwegian court want to proceed. Remember, the Cameroon government did not want this thing to go to anywhere near any court. That's why they are organizing conferences here and there, conferences. They don't want to go to negotiation. The Switzerland government came in to negotiate this crisis. Cameroon government back out. The Canadian government came. Cameroon government back out. Okay. Now they are the one going around asking these clergymen, Bishop Nkea and all those guys going around having meetings, trying to have meetings with our leaders. that is what we call half-baked solution. You cannot want a solution and you are going around trying to do half-baked solutions. Now that this case, things happen for different ways. If this trial is going on now, they will ask La Republic, okay, what you are saying this man committed a crime. Was a crime in your territory? No. The crime was in Ambazonia. Okay. So allow the Ambazonian people now to try Ayaba. Okay. And allow the international community to come in and do their negotiation, then start the investigation for all crimes. Because if a crime is partial on bias, you cannot have 100 crime, for example, and you try only one crime. That's bias, because the other crimes are still there. Nobody has tried those crimes, but you're holding someone who committed one of those 100 crimes. Isn't that bias? Who committed the rest of those crimes? La Republic government, military, and the government officials must be held to account. Okay? That is what we are talking about. So, if the Cameroon government is ready to say, okay, we want Ayaba to be tried, we want this to happen, they'll say, okay, what do you want to talk about it? Go to court in Norway. They are waiting for you there. Bring your evidence. The Ambazonian leaders now will go as a united front, take their own case there and start the legal proceedings. Okay? Someone no be judge. Okay? I will, I know. Okay? These are some of the things we are talking about. And speculation is still that Biya will be going back to La Republic, and our issue is not even whether Biya is alive or not. Our only issue is that he declared the war, but he want to leave without ending the war. So it will get a lot of impact on the next regime of Cameroon to come and continue a war that they did not start. When you are a new president, you come in and instead of going to negotiation, you come and say, oh, I want to continue a war. You cannot continue a war that you did not start. You are putting yourself into somebody else's shoe. Biya knew why he started the war. He understands the gimmicks of that war. He understands the politics of that war. Any president, anybody coming in, the best thing to do is to start the negotiation process. Because for the past 8 years, how do you think you can win a people who has they have a mindset of revolution? They have a mindset of they love their country. Look at the 1st of October march. What happened there? It's not about you trying to say you this and that. No, that has nothing to do. No matter how many conferences that you organize, go and organize 30 conferences, it will not solve the problem. It will not solve the problem. This is one of the conferences that the Cameroon government is asking some of these guys to go and organize, and they are saying that this is coming now from they said coming from the Consultative Commission for the Transition to Democracy. These are the people who are trying to put the leaders together to go for certain negotiation processes. Okay, and they have condemned that international organization, say ICO, international organization. They are condemning it for organizing a conference in Canada. So they are backing out from this conference organized by La Republic in the name of ICO. Okay. So the letter reads that, dear Mr. Holmes, sorry about that, man.
génocidaire, 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 génocidaire.
Yeah, so I was about to read the letter sent by the group of leaders, the interim government and other leaders, NCNC. They sent out this communique, and this communique is about the conference coming up in Canada. The letter reads that, Dear Mr. Holmes, Mr. Holmes is the Secretary General of this ICO, International Community Organization. Dear Mr. Holmes, further to our discussion on the, let me read that communique, okay. Yeah, so it reads, Dear Mr. Further to our discussion on the 23rd September 2024, the Constitutive Commission has, after consulting with leaders of Southern Cameroon and Ambazonia political organizations, decided to withdraw its signature from the endorsement of the conference plan in Canada by the ICO. The reason to withdraw from the conference hinges on fundamental issues which range from the ICO's approach to achieving peace in the Cameroon conflict to their imprecise role as a facilitator and inadequate communication. The Southern Cameroon political organizations working together under the aegis of the Consultative Commission are of the view that the premise upon which the conference is based does not in any way correspond to the aspirations of the people of Southern Cameroon and Ambazonia. We will therefore not be bound by any discussions or any decisions or any agreement in the ICO the ICO will initiate in the name of the people of. So that is coming from and everybody is there. McFarlane Joe, you have Fontem Neba, you have International Community, CC International Community, International Partner, Chris Ano, IG, Ebenezer Akanga, APLM, Elvis Cometa, NCNC, Florentine Fonche, Republic of Ambazonia, Iya Marianta, IG, J.E. Taylor, ACT. These are the people that took this decision, and that's why you have a lot of people in this the coordination of this forum is done by Fundi Robert, Richard Tango, Cometa Elvis, Roland Takang, Michael Fusi, Jiban, Emil Enongene, Fontem Neba, McFarlane Joe, and Jetrup Kisop. Those are the people helping to facilitate putting the leaders together in a consultation forum so that they can have a common goal, common voice for the people of Ambazonia. So thank you for listening, and God bless you. God bless Ambazonia.